As far as we are concerned, there's a process of doing any bill. A bill begins with the Treasury proposing a bill. It can go through the cabinet. After going to the cabinet, the bill is introduced in Parliament. And then Parliament takes the bill through public participation, then it comes back to Parliament. Then after that, Parliament goes through the first reading, second reading, and third reading, then the bill is passed and signed by the President. But here we are finding that these bills that are being introduced by Kenya Kwanza administration, they are not going through that process. Like now, after the finance bill had been introduced in Parliament, it was taken out for public participation. It came back to the House. Then the finance committee met in Naivasha. Then they went to take the bill to State House, and they changed the bill from State House in a press conference. That is not the right process of doing a bill. Now that the bill has gone through second reading, third reading, it was supposed to be signed by the President. The President has sent the bill back to Parliament. Now, what does that mean? If there are changes to be done, are they going back for public participation from people? If you see the people's anger, the rage that was there, when people are willing to take a bullet, they're willing to take a bullet because they were rejecting the finance bill. They didn't feel that there was enough public participation, if at all there was any. They felt that their voice was not heard. And that's why we are trying to say that according to us, this is not the right process, because people have said reject, don't amend. So when the President is taking the bill back to Parliament, he's taking it back for amendment, not for it to be withdrawn. Our advice was that withdraw the bill, start afresh, start with the people, work with the people of Kenya. The fact that Kenyans are poor, it doesn't mean that they don't know what they want. The fact that they are poor doesn't mean they are stupid. In fact, you are richer than Kenyans because Kenyans have made you rich with their own money. So we are asking the President to listen to Kenyans, withdraw this finance bill in totality, and ask Kenyans, where do we start and where do we go? Because even the borrowing we are talking about is coming from the very bill.
And now that the bill has been returned back to the Parliament, the Thursday's protest, is it still on, or it has been called out automatically? Tomorrow's...
Yeah, first of all, let me say that this one you leave to each and every individual to make a judgment. But we are very clear. The people who are on the street, I was there personally, they said reject, don't amend. So this process is amendment, it's not rejection. Therefore, the people's plea or ask or request has not been fulfilled. The President was supposed to issue a statement by saying, I withdraw the bill. Let me get back to you to know what you want. And according to us also, the Finance Bill 2024-2025 is unnecessary. Why are we saying so? The money they are looking for, which is 303 billion shillings from that finance bill, they are wastages. Already, the wastage is around 1.3 trillion. Corruption takes away 1.3 trillion. Unnecessary and non-priority spending takes away another 300 billion, which the President said himself when he took office. So if those things are valuable, why don't you start from there? Because this finance bill is sending Kenyans into poverty. So according to us as concerned citizens movement, every Kenyan can make their judgment, because we cannot claim to call the demonstration tomorrow. But our judgment, which I think is a sound judgment, is that the wishes of Kenyans have not been met by sending the bill back to Parliament. Because parliamentarians will never do to Kenyans what they want. They are going to Parliament and saying they want to occupy Parliament was a rage against MPs, that they won't do what they want as citizens. So as far as we are concerned, they were supposed to reject and withdraw the bill from the floor of the House in totality and start afresh, because it is unnecessary. Forget about even the demand between the citizens and the President. It's unnecessary because the President has not exhausted all other options of raising money, and the President only has one tool of taxation. Yet there are other means and ways of either raising more revenue or cutting on the expenditure and reducing corruption, if not finishing corruption altogether. So as it stands for us, we still are at the same spot. The bill is still in the pipeline. It will come somewhere at the end of the line, at the end.
Should turn out in large numbers tomorrow and
demand that the bill should be withdrawn from the in totality, because the process is flawed. And as a strategist, as an economist, if you quit on the process, you are quitting on the results. We want a good finance act. By doing the bill process wrongly, already the act will be wrong. A bad day begins in the morning. Things don't go wrong, they begin and start wrong. So the process began with the wrong intention. It began with very outrageous proposals. Why don't we go back to the drawing board, if there is any, and withdraw the finance bill and start with people participation, so that people's voices can be the finance bill. Now we are hearing, oh, MP Kuria is the one who proposed this. Oh, this was proposed by that person. It is a Kenyan finance bill, but not individual or MP finance bill, or not the president finance bill. We want a finance bill we can celebrate. I want us to have a celebration, so we reject that. So my statement I wanted to make was the following. I've heard that the military has been asked to come and occupy the streets of Nairobi. My heart burns for the business people. The women who come to sell groundnuts, who come to sell mandazi, who come to sell chapati, who sell bananas, some people who are doing businesses or boda who run on the street to make a living. How will they make money if the military is on the street? I'm urging the president, I plead to you as the father of the nation, if you think you are one, do not turn the city to a military camp. Military have a base in Kahawa. They have a base in Langata. CBD, Central Business District. Central Business District, not Central Military District. Do not turn Nairobi into Central Military District. Let it be a Central Business District where all Kenyans from all walks of life, young, old, black, white, tall, short, would come to make a living. I'm seeing young people who sell kangumu there. They sell tea there. They make some money. They sweat there. You are turning that place to a military camp, and Kenyans are going to die of hunger. You are worsening the situation. Mr. President, the country is not in emergency. Just withdraw the finance bill, and immediately normalcy will resume. Because we are not under emergency, we don't need the military to be there. It's so unfortunate for a parliament in 30 minutes to pass the deployment of military in the CBD. So the same members of parliament, we are relying on them to discuss about a bill and amend it correctly. Are they with the Kenyans? If you ask Kenyans on the street now, ask them if they are with the president, that the military should be in the street. And if they are with the MPs, the military should be in the street. So we are talking about poor leadership here. The country that is in a crisis. A leader must convince the led. If you are leading and you are walking alone, you are just taking a walk. A leader must have followers. Mr. President, who is your follower? If we are not following you, you are taking a walk alone. We want to be together as a country where we coexist in love and unity. I want you, Mr. President, to do something that will make you walk on the street and shake hands of Kenyans. At the moment, you can only take tea with the military, walk with the military, and not meet real Kenyans. And if you do what Kenyans want, they love you. And ask yourself, the people who voted for you, who woke up in the morning, who stood on a line for 9-10 hours to vote for you, celebrated your win. They came for your swearing-in ceremony. They stood on the road waving you as you are going for your glory. How comes they are willing to take a bullet to die for your policy? Is it them who have changed or you? If you have changed, then that is the rage they have against you. Change back and become a father to them. And if you think they have changed, tell us what we need to do so that we can be on the same page with you. But for now, it is about leadership and followership. And now you are taking a walk alone. And that walk is a walk to self-destruction. Thank you.
I also want to add, to your question. You asked now that the finance bill has been declined, I want to clarify that the finance bill was only one aspect of what the protest is, only one aspect of what the protests are about. There is the other aspect of changing, amending the constitution. We shall move along, we will move on with the push for the changing of the constitution, because we believe that is the ultimate solution to the excesses of the executive, because citizens will have the power to control, to supervise and control the executive when they go into excesses or when they do not deliver to the citizens, starting with the president and the deputy president. Then follows the legislators, that is the MPs, the senators, all the way down to the members of the county assemblies. Kenyans, it is important that you know and you have demonstrated that power belongs to you and you delegate to the executive and the other leaders. Thank you very much.